What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Just want to show you, parents, some of these sippy cups that I got and explain to you some of the pros and cons of them. So, this is the one I picked up first. It's Dr. Brown's. You probably know Dr. Brown's because he makes everything from bottles to nipples, all sorts of stuff that you're probably using right at the very beginning. And this sippy cup, you know, from the same family, I thought it would be good. And I will tell you what, my baby has loved it. He gets so excited when he drinks water. So, I may be giving him water earlier on in the process than a lot of people recommend, but he seems to love it, doesn't overindulge on it or anything. You can see how it tapers here. It's a little Coke bottle-ish. I've got some water in there right now because I want to give you a tour of what this guy has. You can see we have handles on both sides, which is actually really nice. The baby grabs onto there, and then you can see these little lugs here. So there's actually a top that closes over on this, right? And it doesn't do anything except prevent the nipple from getting banged around. So if you were going to put this, say, in a travel bag, in your diaper bag, take it with you on the road, that's really to make sure that nothing, you know, leaks out into your bag, I think. The problem with it is that you've got this lid that hangs off the edge, and as my baby kind of thrashes around, it kind of closes sometimes, and then he can't obviously get to this, or it kind of closes on his face. It doesn't hurt him or anything, but I was like, oh, can I take that off? So I just kind of squeezed it, and you can see that it will come off here, but then you've got these little lugs hanging off the back end. Again, doesn't really hurt anything, although sometimes my baby has taken its time to chew on those. But you can see here we have the little nipple, the nozzle, for releasing the water. Now I want to show you here, if I turn this upside down like this, the water doesn't come out, even though you can see the water in the little silicone nipple right there. And that's because, and it might be kind of hard to see here, but you have three little kind of doors there. You can see it kind of opening right there, right? So you've got kind of that Mercedes crow's foot symbol in there. It's sliced, but when it's tipped over, it produces enough resistance that it doesn't leak out. But as your baby bites and sucks, water will come out, but it won't come out super fast, which is really nice. So if your baby is used to a bottle, which it probably is, it's probably going to transition nicely to this. Now, another thing I want to show you about this top is it's concave. You can see here how deeply it goes in, and that's really nice because the baby's nose goes right about there, and so it's actually really nice form-fitting for the baby, and you get a little breather hole right there. Now, I want to open this up here because I want to show you the inside. This is one of the things that, you know, might be an advantage for you, might be a disadvantage, but you can see here that this whole piece will come out, and it's not super easy, but the silicone piece in here will pull out, and then you can wash all of these separately. But this is what creates the seal, so nothing leaks out, and you do have to kind of put this back in there, you know, make sure this will push down all the way around, kind of be a little bit of a faff to make sure that it's pushed down and seated in there all the way. You're going to have to deal with this to make sure that this doesn't leak, right? All right. Now, because of this, I don't really need the lid. So that was one thing that I was like, I don't need that, especially when you're just using this at home. The other problem with this is because this is so far off to one side here, obviously if the baby is drinking like this, right, and the water's down here on the bottom, it will feed into that nozzle. But many times my baby is thrashing around with it and gets it upside down, and when he tips it up like this, the water's down here, or your drink or juice or whatever, and this is empty, right? And so he's sucking, you can hear him sucking on it. And so I thought, well, maybe a sippy cup where the nozzle is more in the middle, so regardless of whether he's holding it right or not, he might be able to get some drink, some water, some wawa. So I picked these up. They're by Nuby. They're soft, flexible spouts. It comes in a 2-pack like this, and I want to show this one to you because I've been taking a little look at it, and I think it's probably going to be a little bit better for my needs. Again, Coke bottle shape here, so you're not going to hold a ton of liquid, you know, maybe 3-4 ounces in there, but that is just like this. But now what you can see here is that this silicone, I could probably remove this. It looks like it does come out, but what I like about it is it's really kind of in there, so you have to kind of really manhandle it to get out of there. You know, it's really in there, even though you have to kind of manhandle it to get it through this opening here. I actually think it's a little easier. It's a little more obvious, you know, that it is seated in there than the other one. Now, you do have to kind of pull on it, but you could probably just wash it as is, just like this. A little vent hole right here, and then a spout. It kind of looks more like a pig nose right here, and again, kind of the same thing, but has a little bit different valve system. So what I want to show you is I squeeze it. We kind of have two openings, so you kind of open it by biting down there, and you can see again the little valves, the silicone ears kind of pull away. So I think depending on whether they're biting on the right or left side or right in the middle, you know, that is releasing it, so you don't have to worry about stuff leaking out. Again, the release valve there for air. But what I like about this is, one, it's a little bit more centered, obviously not right in the middle, but if this is upside down and it's tilted just a little bit, I think he's going to be more likely to get liquid out of here than he would on this one, because the little sippy valve right here is way on the end. So I feel like this one is probably going to be a little easier. Again, no cap, all rounded, so I don't have lugs hanging off the side. I don't have a cap that is flopping back and forth. It's just a little more rounded, but the handles are the same. And so I think that this one, once I get this cleaned up and give it to him, is going to probably be his new sippy cup. You know, this one is really for the home because it doesn't have that lid. This one is really probably better for travel. So if you are looking for a good sippy cup that my baby really loves, that can travel with you, then pick up this Dr. Brown's. But if you want the Nuby for home, because I think it's going to just be a little easier on the little ones for drinking, then you can pick up this 2-pack, which is cheaper than this one right here. So if you want to pick up either of these, I will put links to them in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.